is enjoying the beach. Kaylee, are you having fun? You resting in the water? Are you being a starfish? Resting in the water. Resting in the water. Cape Lookout, North Carolina. They're changing the prop on their boat, they said. That's pretty cool. Wait for high tide and back in the water. As far as size.
Be quiet, not to scare the horses away, even though they're kind of used to people, but they're so pretty. They're just so peaceful, hanging out. It's nice to see them up close. I've been looking at them with binoculars for a few days. So happy, so happy. I would give a little shout out to my Aunt Jennifer, who encouraged my love of horses. She would be shaking with joy right now because she also loves horses. I'm trying to stay calm. So cool. Happy horses. Happy horses. What do you girls think of the horses?
It's amazing watching the view of horses and being at a spa. I'm making a horse drinking pond.
You're making a horse drinking pond?
I'm doing a spa at the spa. The shells massage your feet.
Oh. Daddy caught 2 fish at a time. Whoa. We caught our first tuna.
Got our first tuna.
Yep. How's your tummy doing, Anna? Oh. Yeah, this sea state is not borderline uncomfortable. There's too many big waves. We're gonna find you some medicine to help your tummy. Yeah, if you look at the horizon, that helps, sweetie. Hello! Get life jackets. Hi, buddies! Hello! Woo! Landed it. It is a pretty color. Look at this one. Fish number 5. And we got another one live on the other line. Stay down, Anna. Whoa, look at that. He's bigger. That is a big one. My goodness. Whoa. Okay, Kaylee, watch out.
I can see in the water.
Watch for the hook. Oh my goodness.
Dad, be careful with the hook.
Careful.
Dolphin, I think.
Beautiful. Whoa, look at him. Ah. Woohoo! Beautiful. Look at those colors.
Yeah.
Wow.
suckers have sharp little teeth too.
Careful!
All right, fishing from a catamaran. This is the gear I was using. I was using an old Penn center reel, heavy rod here, Tidewater. As far as the rigging, I had the 80-pound braid on there, and then I usually use 100-pound mono leader. So I have probably 250, 300 yards of braid on there, and then I have about 50 feet or so worth of mono leader on there. And then when I was fishing these little squids. I got these little kind of double squids. So these little double squids comes on a single leader. You attach to your swivel. I think I got these ones on Bass Pro, but you can get them on Amazon. Running those, my rigging is heavier than I need to that 80 and 100 pound test. It's heavier than I need for the mahis and little tunas and stuff like that. And hopefully at some point I'd like to catch a marlin or something bigger, but that's what I'm using for now, and that's why I'm using stuff that's as heavy as I'm using. And with that, you really don't have to. It's a fight to get them in, but it's not you're trying to let line out and make sure they're not snapping the line. Stuff this size, you can just pretty much muscle them in as fast as you can muscle them in, and your line's going to be all right. For bigger stuff, you'd have to play it more, but for this whatever 10 pound fish or less or so, you can pretty much just power it in as fast as you can. So yeah, and then we were trolling, just going from Cape Lookout over to Wrightsville Beach when we were fishing, moving at about 6 knots or so. Between 4 and 8 knots or so is a good speed to troll at, and that's kind of a lot of times where our boat moves is somewhere between 4 and 8 knots, so that works. So usually once we get up and running, I just start trolling, throw a rod out to each side, have rod holders on the life rails on the side, and just clip put the rods in there, and I have a little tie that I clip on to make sure that it doesn't get pulled out if it gets a fish, and then just troll behind me. And again, with the gear as heavy as I have, there's some of the stuff that we had issues with a sail when we caught one of the fish. And so we were messing around fixing that stuff, and so from the time the fish got hooked to when we got it in, or when I started trying to reel it in, it was probably, I don't know, a good 15-20 minutes or so, and it was just kind of hanging out and getting pulled on the line, and wasn't heavy enough to pull out too much extra line, but it's something that you don't have to stop and catch them right away necessarily, unless it's a huge fish that's really pulling a bunch of line. We also some people stop or try and stop the boat or slow the boat or whichever. With the heavier gear and just being able to muscle things in, we didn't stop or change course or do really anything different. Lori would take the helm, and then I would work on reeling the fish in, but it's not. We didn't really have to alter course or do anything special with our speed or sails or anything. If it was a really bigger, heavier fish, it would maybe be easier, that you wouldn't have the speed of the boat add more pull to the line. It would be easier if you slow the boat or stop the boat or whichever, but it's with this size fish and heavier rigging, it wasn't a big deal to be able to pull them in, and even when the boat was still moving at the same speed it was moving. So that's where we were. We were off the coast of North Carolina. Off the coast of North Carolina, there's on Navionics, it lists a bunch of little fish havens and artificial reefs, and there's like train cars and random stuff that they just sunk out there to make reefs for fish to hang out on. So we trolled around some of those. Maybe half the fish were somewhere near those, and a lot of the other ones were just kind of somewhere in between them, or in between them and where it drops off a little bit more. It was pretty flat for the most part, within 10 feet or so of where we were fishing, so there wasn't any steep drop-offs. You can catch fish at steeper drop-offs and depth changes and stuff, but it was pretty flat. It was these artificial reefs that we were kind of going by and going between that we were kind of catching stuff at. So that's what we're doing for fishing and for catamaran fishing. If you have any more questions about my stuff or what I'm doing, feel free to leave those in the comments.
We don't eat a lot of seafood, but our friends do, so we're getting this fish ready for them to eat. It's probably one of the biggest fish Jess ever caught besides the wahoo in Curacao.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Do you know how to pull the guts?
What?
Do you know how to pull the guts?
Probably.
Not like that.
Not like that. Why not like that?
You put it in the vent, and then wherever you find the fish's vent, at the butt.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah, then you go in and you slide down. Yep, that way. Oops, finger's coming. There you go. That's a lot easier and safer. Yep. And then, yep, you can kind of slide it all out that way.
Yeah, beyond that, I don't know.
I'd have to Google it.
You don't need the tail.
Nope.
Cut it down to what we need to save.
We didn't think we'd be catching anything, so didn't think to watch some fillet of fish videos. Literally just got his fishing license.